Everybody,
what's going on? So again, Facebook and YouTube.
That's right. Yeah, man.
We're streaming at the same time.
Multiple platforms.
Yeah,
so.
Yep. So welcome to another episode of Talk Real,
Get Real.
Oh,
sorry guys, I gotta put my.
Oh, you gotta get your Ben Franklin's out.
I gotta get my, my see through the bullshit glasses.
Spy glasses.
So I could see through everybody's bullshit.
Oh,
you guys know exactly who I'm looking at. Yep. You guys are there. You know it. Much better. Look at all. I can see all that fake stuff going on.
We got some crazy episode tonight. I'm telling you, we got some crazy episode tonight.
I think we have somebody special coming tonight.
We got what?
I think we have somebody special.
You don't tell me Jack, man.
I don't. That's them. I'm secret.
You slide.
Slide. So I want to.
So what we got going on tonight? What
well, tonight, well, you know what? We always have. So far, we've had all males.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So far, we've had. I can't say we've had all kung fu, but we've had kung fu and karate people on here, right?
Yes.
And what I want to do is I want to open up the doors because we always talk about this understanding how. This unity should be there, right? All the martial artists out there. And when we talk about traditional stylists, we talk about everybody's style that's real, legit, and that they're working and they're training hard. To us, that means that's traditional, right? They're keeping the tradition of martial arts. They're keeping the tradition of warrior spirit, right? Mm-hmm. So we don't have any MMA people on. So tonight, I'm going to surprise you.
That's what you did?
Tonight I'm going to surprise you.
That's what you did?
Yeah, I'm going to surprise you.
Snap!
Yeah, so we have somebody coming on.
We talk a little bit.
Yeah, in about a minute or two, we're going to have somebody coming on. What I'd like you to do is if we can bring up this person's page so people can see it and maybe we can promote just a little bit really, really quick.
I think I might have something queued up for that.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna write right here on a piece of paper what you should be looking up. All right. I'll put 3 lines underneath it.
I got you.
Point. So I want you to type into that.
All right. So we're gonna get the show started. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be a fun packed episode tonight.
I promise you it's gonna be packed. So put all the little crybabies to bed.
No crybabies.
Put them to bed, and pretty much. Yeah, man, it's gonna be good.
Look. I'm already strapping in. Hey.
Let's put that seatbelt on.
All right, so I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so again, guys, welcome to
Talk Real, Get Real. Little bobbleheads. Little bobbleheads.
All right, so I think I got the page up.
All right.
So I'm going to put up the page right now.
Very nice.
Oh,
you are a master at this.
See?
You are a master at this. And you know what's funny?
My skills?
Is I got to put it out there. There's
so
many people biting all crap.
There is.
There's so many people on there trying to do what we do, but can you copy this?
Ta-da! So this is Miss Kerry Stellar. Awesome girl. She's
got a big show. She's got a big show.
Yes,
right?
in the girls' corner.
In the girls' corner.
It is an awesome show. Talking about fighters, promoting the MMA, talking about all the behind the scenes things that nobody gets to see.
And nobody wants to
talk about. Talking about promoters and fighters and things like that. But we're going to talk about some stuff tonight. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. So I think I hear somebody. At the door.
Here's a.
Snap! Who can that be? Who is it? It's Kerry! Come on in.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey!
And look who it is!
Hello, everyone. What's going on?
Yes.
Happy Tuesday.
Kerry Stellar
Happy Tuesday,
there.
8 o'clock. So,
Happy
Kerry,
Tuesday.
tell everybody out there a little bit about yourself so that everybody could be introduced and know exactly what you're about and what you've done.
Well, I host in the Girls Corner, which is a mixed martial arts talk show. We talk a little bit about everything, and we incorporated tattoos into it, and have a tattoo artist, Mark Matthews, who's an ink master, and he's a fighter also. So it kind of brings both of the worlds into each other, and
We all have tattoos. We all have
yeah,
tattoos.
I have quite a few. I'm covered. I'm getting some more. I'm definitely not even done. But we like as a media outlet, I like to promote fighters and promote fights, and we go to events and we help promote that. So we're it's like a community, a little bit of an awareness thing. I don't want to call it a feminist movement, and more of an empowerment movement, if anything.
Sure.
Sweet. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I write for MMA UK. I've been writing for them for about a year, actually, and that's been going really, really well. Freshly Inked magazine. I'm doing a big article for them, and so it's cool. I have a good time.
Awesome.
Well, and what you're doing is you're promoting real fighters and real people. What I noticed is when the UFC started to get a little shaky and start to drop, all of a sudden they started pulling women in, and people wanted to see women fighting, because it was, it's glamorous to watch the females and everything else, and they were trying to do that. But what it seems like is you've got some chicks that throw down. So, you know what? Yes. It's like you get some guys in there that think they can handle shit, and they end up getting hurt real bad.
Smacked around.
Right? Exactly. So, you know what? You bring it to the next level. So, definitely not a feminist thing, but just an empowerment of what you're showing, and I think that's really awesome. That's amazing.
Thank you. Women bring a ferociousness to a fight more so than a guy. Very few female fights do I see, and I'm like, man, that was kind of whatever. Usually, it's a banger of a fight. It's great. And a lot of people catch feelings about it because they're like, oh, it's taboo, women fighting, and I'm like, yeah, well, some women could kick your ass. So taboo as it is.
All I know is that growing up in the martial arts. And watching the females in our system fight, it was always when it was time for them to test, and they were doing like 12, 13 rounds, and you're watching these chicks fight. They wanted to kill each other, and it was so ferocious, right? And if you think about it, right, all the females are the hunters in the animal kingdom, Yeah, man, they're fierce. I got total respect, I got total respect for that. So
and we have a lot of females that we're grooming in the school. And,
they're getting there.
We put the gloves on them and we tell them go to town. So we're definitely in the same wavelength in that regard.
In that regards,
it's great too because you put a woman in there and you see it's not only a different animal, the women factor goes away. And it's like, all right, well, this is a beast.
They're fighters,
that's
they're warriors.
A beast to that motherfucker right there. It's great. I love it. I think it's great.
So your page, what's your web page? So people can actually
inthegirlscorner.com.
Okay.
We have everybody's names on there. Jennifer Duguin, who's a Olympic boxer, now MMA fighter. She's going pro probably, I'd say, within the year, maybe less. Within the year. Nicola Monaco is a comedian who actually is going to be taking some classes and has already. She's loving it. Jenny Nadell is a glory kickboxer, professional kickboxer. She's a really great woman, really great friend of mine. Mark Matthews, who's our resident tattooer, ink master, professional fighter, and we have Lindsay Van Zandt on when she can make it on, and Jillian DeCourcy is going to come on, and Lindsay's a King of the Cage professional fighter. Jillian DeCourcy is she's beyond a great person. I'm very friendly with a lot of fighters, but she's Her and I have we have a great relationship. She does a lot of things outside of fighting that I really respect, and she's won her second pro fight for Invicta, and it's really great. So I really try to pull a lot of fighters from the area, and even from people who are in the area training or whatever. Like I'll take pretty much anybody on, but I really like to highlight that because there's not enough. Especially females.
Yeah.
We just got into it. And they don't make the money that they should, or nearly enough money that the guys do. And, I kind of would rather see that be brought into the forefront and be, promoted more.
Hell yeah.
Because guys have been in it for a minute, and we just, women, this is like, we're in our infancy in mixed martial arts, technically, and we're really not, because you look at, like, Chris Cyborg and Gina Carano, and there's so many different pioneers, and when people say Ronda Rousey, I'm like, well, she's not really a pioneer, but she is. No, she's not.
She's a crybaby.
No, but I mean, I have a lot of respect for her, and I do for multiple reasons. But I wouldn't call her a pioneer. There's been many women before her.
Oh, without a doubt. And I don't. You know what? I just. For somebody who was out there doing her thing and everything else, it was great when she was winning, but then all of a sudden when she wasn't winning, it was like this big fiasco.
I think she was 1 foot out the door anyway, kind of like when Gina Carano, the day she left was when I think Cyborg retired her, and that was the last time she ever fought. But I remember watching her go into the fight, and I was just like, she doesn't even look like she wants to do it anymore.
Well, then she started.
She was in Hollywood 5 years later.
She started getting all her endorsements for Hollywood and stuff like that. So. And
Ronda was already if you think about it, before she lost her belt, she was showing up at WrestleMania. So to me, she had 1 foot out the door.
Yep.
And if you don't love what you do, you're not going to be great at it. And it showed. Yep. She lost her greatness in that respect.
Well, there was the stand up. She was not learning stand up the right.
She should have left. Her coach is a piece of shit. She should have left him a long time ago. He ruined Travis Brown. He definitely ruined her, making her think she's the greatest striker alive.
God,
and I could beat her up in a kickboxing fight, and I love Ronda Rousey, but I could kick her ass in kickboxing.
Far,
she's definitely mediocre.
Oh, I would fucking put
by far not a striker,
No, but she'll be great with the WWE. She knows how to act. She can, she's very athletic, so she can throw her body around and do things that most people won't be able to do, especially with the judo background.
Yeah. Well, and I've seen plenty of females in the martial art community in the 80s and the 90s too. So it's not like you guys have just started.
No, but in UFC and stuff wise, it's
but you're getting more of the recognition.
That's what I mean.
And
that's brand new.
Yeah, and that's what you need to do. Yeah. So I think that's awesome. So one of my topics I want to talk about is we go on rants all day long about how
I'm in. I'm ready.
How the nonsense. Yeah, she's got the seatbelt on. Right? So how we got to get like a T-shirt that has a little belt.
On it.
So cool. Get grimy with it. You got to be careful because what was that magazine that had this stripe across it? Not Playboy. What was the other one that was like raunchier Playboy? I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know. I don't look at that.
It was one of those magazines, and it had a big stripe across it, and I forget what it said, but one of my friends had it tattooed. I'm like, what are you thinking?
Oh, yeah, no.
It'll
make it look like a seatbelt. It'll say, get grimy with it.
Yeah, grimy with it.
Be careful, because you look up that magazine, and you're like, oh, I know what she's talking about. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Maybe we should think about that.
So this is the topic. So we talk about a lot of the martial arts schools that are really just popping up all over the place. We call them McDojos.
It's
and
like lemon trees of martial arts.
Yeah. It's
I like that.
It's
I talk about it all the time.
Well, it's just ridiculous because
so
it's just what are they teaching? They're teaching kids how to jump over belts and teaching them how to
time.
touch their toes.
Oh, and they're a black belt in 5.5 seconds. It's like what?
Oh,
sham
wow, right? The sham wow. You get your belt.
Yeah,
man. You get your black belt in 5 easy lessons, man.
I can't. And I laugh. I don't want to call anybody out there, but a family member of mine was like, "Oh yeah, I have a." She was like 7 and had her purple belt or something. She had her brown belt. I'm like, okay.
Stop. Yeah, they're still pissing on the toilet seat.
Can you do all that shit now that a brown belt can? Because I guarantee you the game has changed, so you can't.
Yeah.
And you probably didn't take combat karate. You probably just took the kind, Combat karate is a whole different ball game. Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai. So what I want to ask you, Kerry, is obviously you feel the same way, and you feel the same thing that's going on in your community as MMA people, where you have these martial arts schools that change their name with the fads that are what's going on right now, and how does that affect the MMA, the MMA field?
Well, I've seen so many different gyms pop up, schools, academies, whatever you want to call them. Everybody calls it something different.
She speaks the truth. I gotta take my
gotta take
glasses.
them off.
I do. I try to, I have no filter.
I'll put them on when
and
I
I'm as
think
real
so.
as it's going to get. And the problem with it is that kids don't, especially if their family isn't in martial arts or they don't know anybody that is, they don't know where to go, right? So you end up in a place that's not so great and they make you sign these contracts that you're going to be there for X, Y, and Z, and when you leave, you won't go to another gym. How are you going to take somebody's craft away and what they're great at, right? So that's ridiculous. And then you have gyms that are now being sued for, or actually looked under by the FBI for like a monopoly kind of thing. Tiger Schulman's is one of them. They're under the gun right now.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Big time I was hearing about that over the summertime and over the wintertime that they because like look at how many there are and the way that they make you if you want to like buy into their school and be a partnership or have one, it's just this crazy system that they make you do, and it's almost criminal if you look at it from the outside in. We'll look it up later on. I don't want to talk too much trash about it, but there's it's not like it's unheard of. And then you read all these stories that you get, gyms where it's like you're teaching martial arts and you have a blue brown belt at best.
Yeah, way to
Okay, I would assume that the sensei or Sifu would have, the highest ranking in the place that you can get. And you see the owner not, it's kind of like, okay, well, don't call it what it is. Call it just you're a gym where you're going to
call
teach
it
people,
what it is.
you're going to teach people how to get in shape and, how to fight a little bit, but you're not, I don't know. It's just, it's a problem for me. And then it's, there's just, oh God, so many things that I see out there that I look at it and I'm like, why?
Well, I think part of the issue, that's two parts. The first part is money. It's hard to make a business and have sustain, and you want to do what?
You want to make it rain. Yep.
The second part is when you have a gym or traditional school, stuff like that, you're only going to have a certain percentage of your population that wants to get smacked in the face.
Yeah, because once they get smacked in the mouth, they don't want to do it.
They won't do it no more.
And I don't understand. That makes me feel alive. I'm like, punch me again.
Yeah, well,
one more time.
We're a special kind of breed.
Yeah.
You got to be a little bit, to like it, to enjoy getting punched in the face.
And we have a lot of these instructors that that have experience but never had any kind of experience, fighting in the school or something. And then they open the school, and then the techniques or the things that they're teaching, you can look at it as like, if you do that, you're definitely going to get killed.
Oh, the shit I've walked into. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm like, are you even teaching these people technique?
Yeah.
Like, I should be in there showing them technique. Like, this is bad. Somebody's gonna get hurt. And then you have you get the self-defense courses, right? That are like maybe 4 or 5 hours, and all of a sudden you know how to defend yourself.
You're certified. We talked about this last week. Yeah, the fuck you are. Yep.
4 hours is gonna get your ass beat. You're gonna get taken down. You're gonna get hurt by somebody else. You're gonna go out on the streets and think you know how to defend yourself, and it's gonna be real bad.
And this
it happens all the time.
And this is unscripted.
This is
folks.
live.
This is unscripted.
I say what I want.
Well,
somebody asks me, the truth comes out.
But the funny thing is that we talk about this all the time, and I'm not even saying shit.
No,
you saying everything, And it's funny, but
real is real.
Real is real.
Real is real.
This is what I'm gonna put up for everybody. So I want you guys to read it.
It's too small.
Can you make it big?
We gotta make the big bobbleheads.
Let's do the big bobbleheads.
You cool with that? Big
bobbleheads?
Big bobbleheads. Let's do it. Big bobbleheads.
All right.
I like it. Oh, you can see my crystal.
All right, here we
we're
go.
Back. All right, so Sifu Lloyd was telling me that y'all can't read this, so I'm gonna put now you can do your homework.
Yes.
Notice all of those arrows.
Facts.
Do your goddamn homework, folks. So
do your due diligence. It's true, and I say it all the time. If I don't know something, I'm the first person to look it up. It's like my dad and me going, look it up if you don't know it. Underline it, look it up later. Because if you don't, I mean, okay, first off, a fighter like that doesn't know the rules of MMA, the unified rules, or whatever rule state you're fighting in. There's so many different rules in so many different states, and if you don't do your homework and you don't know or you don't listen in the fighters meeting and all that stuff, you're gonna lose. You're gonna get points taken away. So many bad things will happen, and it's not doing your homework. You know, I laugh when people tell me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, I got the fucking unified rules in my drawer. Trust me, I can score a fight better than a lot of people. And you know, when I see fights that are scored just horrendously, I'm like, well, they're not ABC certified, which is just ridiculous. I think that course was actually invented by John McCarthy. Big Dan Mergliata teaches it in New York. I'm going to be taking one real soon because why not? You know?
You're up on everything. I mean,
you're reporting on this stuff. So
so I can literally call people out if I'm at a thing and somebody calls out sick or doesn't show up. Yeah, no, I'll ref. I can judge, no problem.
Yeah,
and I can do whatever I want.
We saw it's crazy because we go into tournaments and everything else, and people judging tournaments, they're like 18 years old, 17 years old. They can't
it's like
find,
you're a baby yourself. How the fuck do you know?
Exactly. They can't find people to judge tournaments, and they're just pulling people out of the audience that have some kind of a background or they got their black belt or whatever. But just because you have your black belt, it doesn't mean you're certified. It doesn't mean you know what you're looking at. It doesn't mean that you know the styles
Not every
of the
tournament
system.
is a real tournament.
Oh, don't even want to go there.
Don't even get me started because I see it all the time. I see people, oh yeah, I'm the champ, world champion of this. I'm like, go to IBJJF and then fucking come talk to me. When you're a fucking gold medalist at IBJJF, then you can come talk to me because Chris Cyborg is a force to be reckoned with, and she is like a 3-time gold medalist in that. Until you are.
You know what's funny about that is that you have all these schools, and what they do is one guy owns like 8 schools, and they have tournaments every year. And what do? They bring these people to the tournaments, and everybody sucks at the tournament anyway. So you get all these champions, and they're undefeated in their own tournaments, in their own system. They haven't branched out. They haven't done anything with themselves, but they're like the champions of crap.
Or what about when you see a gym owner owning a fight organization? Again, that all their fighters are on from the gym. It's okay. Now you got all these champions from your gym on your organization.
Oh, yeah.
How does that even
How does that work?
How do you wear 50 hats at the same time? That's really what it is in reality. You want to wear every hat at the same time, and that honestly is just bad business. It doesn't look good. I mean, if you want to be a fight promoter and be a coach, a quarterman, that's completely different. But not even, I mean, a promoter like what I do, like go out and promote fights, not like a fight organization owner, because it's just to me 2 different things.
But my thing is, people don't do their homework. They don't know the difference.
Nope.
So I ask this question to people all the time.
Exactly
so
what it is. I agree with that.
Being that you go to a lot of gyms and you see a lot, what advice can you give to people about looking for a good MMA gym?
Look, Zong Sure give us the thumbs up.
Oh, thank you, Zong Sure.
Zong Sure, thank you so much. And where is that school located?
It's in Farmingdale.
Farmingdale.
Main Street, Farmingdale.
Check it out.
I love it. I would reach out to fighters that of like bigger fighters that have either been at that gym, why they're not at that gym anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that's smart. That's due diligence.
It is. That's really the only way.
Don't just walk into the first gym you see.
No, because you might not buy. I talk about this all the time. You hear fighters either leaving their gym because they didn't fit in there, leaving their gym because they're assholes.
They don't have
any loyalty. There's things you said to be, we were talking about that you get people that want to get it, for free. And if they're lucky that if they do, and you always see those people jumping ship and getting it for free from the next guy. And it's like, okay, so you have 0 loyalty. That's obviously going to come back in your career.
Important
and you
in
see
the
those
gym
people
as well.
not doing well. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
It should be in every gym.
Right, being loyal
Absolutely.
Loyal and dedicated.
But you know what? And that's so funny because the same people that talk about that and bitch about shit like that do shitty business practices, and then they cry about that anyway. And I'm like, this is just, it's one big vicious cycle.
I agree.
And it's like, just because somebody was shitty to you doesn't mean you have to be shitty to other people. And I've called people out on it, like, been like, yo, why are you acting like that person you were just talking shit about?
Yeah.
Why are you acting the same way?
You get people who
different outfits.
Train at one school and they sneak off and train at another school, and they pay money to that teacher, and then they leave the other teacher all by himself.
Well, leaving
and
them
not
is
giving
one
them
thing.
Any money.
Leaving is one thing, but cross training is another thing. I also do believe in people graduating from gyms, and that, in my way of saying it, is say you outgrow something.
Well, yeah.
That does happen. It's filling you.
Right,
but
you can't be there for 6 months and say, "Oh, I've learned everything."
No, you're just learning what you're just taking free services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people do it out of stupidity, and then you get people that get disheartened and don't want to do it again. But there's very few people that I think you kind of see inside of them, like, all right, you know what, this person, let's give them, a little something, or give them a break or whatever. But there isn't any loyalty,
No.
and
No.
I'll put them on blast, fucking that T.J. Dillashaw and Dwayne Van Ludwig with that whole thing with Team Alpha Male, when Conor McGregor called T.J. Dillashaw out and being a snake. They are. I know firsthand. Dwayne's a piece of shit. I don't think he's a very good person, and he could get mad all he wants to, but everything that I'm saying is absolutely true. I've had some, personal experiences, and, when you deal with the press, that's something that's going to get out there. And just because I don't like him personally, doesn't make it not true. And if he's watching, Dwayne, I'm sorry, but you've done some really shitty things to people that I care about, and, doesn't make you the martial way or the 4 agreements that you preach. Practice what you preach.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. No,
and
and
he's an
it's-
arrogant
it's-
piece of shit. Like, if you're going to be in that position, don't be an arrogant about it.
Yeah,
You know what I
there's
mean?
no
Like,
reason. If you're real, there's no reason to be arrogant.
Yeah, no,
No.
you know what? You watch people fight, and for me, like, I watch these people fight, and I'm just so happy that they've got great techniques, they got great skills,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you see that arrogance and that just overbearing.
The ego you talking about?
Yeah.
Conor McGregor,
Yeah, man. You know what? It's like
the man that I can't stand the most.
when I first,
special
I
kind of asshole.
saw him
He
coming
is a
up.
special
I
kind
saw
of
him
asshole.
coming up, and I'm like watching, and he's got good skills. He's got formidable skills, and I thought it's great and everything else. And
Not
then,
well rounded.
but all of a sudden, the arrogance and the cursing and the nastiness, and you know what? You can get people to come to a fight without that
But
bullshit.
that's
throwing
the
a fucking
same-
dolly at something.
Yeah,
You should
but
have more
it's
respect for yourself than that.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing that Floyd went, it's the business. That's how you get the business. That's how people
That's for
been
the
watching.
WWE. That
No.
shit ain't for real life.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Your fight should sell itself.
No.
Your career should sell itself.
Without a doubt, man.
And Conor McGregor is just another human piece of shit. And he knows.
Don't hold yourself back
no,
there, Kerry.
I won't. And I did. I liked him at first, and I realized one, he's not a
Yeah.
well-rounded fighter. He's got a great stand-up, and people get so mad when I say. I'm like, listen, I'm not taking away from his career and what he's done, but I am taking away from what he's doing. You know what I mean? Because you might have done all this great stuff, but you're negating it every day with all the stupid shit that you're doing.
Yeah, the
And
behavior.
he's doing some really, it's like the John Jones effect.
Yeah,
You get a little bit of money too fast, and I love John Jones, but
Yeah.
he got too much too fast.
That green
and
paper, man.
Yeah, man.
That green
Green
monkey
paper.
got on his back
Yeah,
quick.
That's what's happening to Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
convinced that's what's going on.
Yeah,
with
I
Conor
just,
McGregor.
you know what? It's sad because
Cocaine's a
again,
hell of a drug.
Oh my God.
because you're watching all this, and you know what? Completely off topic. You see all these famous people, and you see them, and they're wonderful, and we kind of idolize them, in the light
And then
of.
you meet them.
And then you meet them, or you
Yeah.
see them, and you're like, these people are pieces of shit,
All the time.
And the one person I have to say, for me so far, I gotta say, Dwayne The Rock. The Rock has seemed like a nice guy. He's always nice.
Don't vote for him in 2020. I heard he's making a presidential one.
Oh,
That'll be
I mean-
worse
Oh,
than
no,
fucking
really?
Trump.
But I gotta say though, I mean, he does such caring stuff all the time. And I believe that it's not public bullshit. I think it's from the heart.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you've met him and he's a piece of shit. Then
No,
maybe you
no.
should vote for him in 2020.
No, he's not. I actually, he's given me hope that these people like.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going with that you met him and he was a terrible person.
No, I think he's an awesome person. So hey,
Then think about The Rock.
The Rock.
He might be a great
The
president.
Rock, we like you. I like you.
Dial it back.
Sorry, I thought he was saying that for personal experience.
No.
Then guess what? Maybe 2020
No,
might be a year.
no, and I'm gonna vote for him
Oh,
because I
goodness.
gotta say like
I just
I-
love The Rock. I thought I was
Larry,
gonna marry him
yes.
as a kid.
No.
I was like, I'm gonna marry that motherfucker.
because I mean he's
Didn't
he's
have
such
it.
a nice guy. You watch him.
He
in-
looks like a genuine
He,
guy.
he is.
That's why I was like, he's a
watch
piece
him.
of
Yeah,
shit.
no. Because you watch him in. He's giving me hope that like these people out there aren't all assholes. Just because they got money. He does so much charity work. He does amazing stuff, and I'm just that.
What about the people with a fuck ton of money that do nothing?
Oh,
It's like, what? How do you live and not give back to anybody?
Well, hold on. How about the people that are making money off of everybody else, right? They're they're making these cookie cutter websites and all this other bullshit for people, right? And they're making all this money, right? And
We know a couple of them too.
they're making all this money telling
Yeah.
people that in 10 easy steps you guys could be rich. Just sell yourself,
No
just sell
quick
yourself
rich
to the
things. Doesn't happen.
sell yourself to the
Yeah.
devil, man. And and
Well, that's
water
what
down your
happens.
system, and that's the problem, right? Watering down your system.
That's
and
what happens. People sell their souls all the time.
All
They don't
the
even
time,
they don't even
all
realize that
day
they're
long.
doing it, and that's the best part.
Yep.
That's
They
the
have
problem.
no idea that they're even selling out on what they're selling out to.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Until it's too late. Until it's
Oh
too
yeah, then
late.
they cry about it.
Yep,
Lady
absolutely.
Gaga, she was crying on the couch about some shit with fibromyalgia, and then was telling people about what is that shit, the Illuminati, that she fucking pretty much joined their cult or whatever. And it's like, well, it's a little too late, motherfucker. Once you sold your soul, from what I understand, you can't get that
can't get
shit
it back.
unless you meet Aladdin and you're
Yeah.
grabbing that genie bottle.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really any returns.
No,
on that.
yeah. There's no eraser on this pen. How do I?
I think once you sign it, that's pretty much you're gone.
Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
sell your shit out.
Don't.
Nope.
Because
There's
you know
no-
what? Once you're a sellout, you're a sellout. You
Yeah.
can't come back from that.
Nope.
You don't turn around and all of a sudden you're a good person. You're a
No,
decent
yeah,
human
yeah,
being.
no,
Like,
we
once
know-
you're a sellout, you're a piece
Yeah.
of
And that's the
shit.
thing. We know plenty of them that sold out, and then we hear through the grapevine that they can't live with themselves, but they're still doing the same stuff.
Yeah, well, and because you know what? It's somebody put this on. It was one of the 5 deadly venoms. Did you see it? It was a post on Facebook. It was so fucking cool.
No, but you're going to have to share it.
It was really,
Tag
really
me.
cool. Yeah, it just says once you do an evil deed, it follows you. It follows you to the end.
Yeah.
And like you never undo that evil deed. Once it's
Negativity breeds?
once it's done, and you got to live with it, and it's horrendous. And you got all these people that they have 200 black belts, and none of them can fight. And then they give the excuse. And this is an Orango fact. Then they give the excuse of, tournament fighting is not reality. No, but whipping around an aluminum staff and throwing it up.
baton?
Baton twirling.
Baton twirling in
That's
the
okay.
tournament?
That's legit, right? But sparring in a tournament and actually trying out your techniques and
Yeah.
making them see if
Now
it's
hold on,
fun.
I remember sparring
That's
in the
not right.
tournament, and it wasn't fun. It was fun,
Well, that's 'cause
but
you-
it didn't feel fun.
That's because you were in Puerto Rico.
yeah, it didn't feel fun.
There's no rules in Puerto
Oh
Rico.
goodness,
No mercy.
no,
Yeah, hell
no
no.
mercy, because there's no lawyers.
There's no lawyers.
There's no lawyers down
You
there.
can't sue anybody.
Can't sue nobody.
So we're gonna do some quick shout outs
we got
here.
shout-outs, huh?
Yeah, authentic Shaolin Kung Fu. Who's that? Oh, that must be you.
That must be me.
All right then. We got Joe DiVincenzo. Father Joe,
hello,
how are
sir.
you, brother? Let's see. Danielle, how you doing? Norm Porter. We got Clint Samuel. Brother Clint came down today for Tai Chi. He
Yeah.
did really, really good today. Clint again, talking about Tiger Sherman's.
Tommy B's on.
Tommy B. Bateau.
Tommy?
No,
No,
that's
I was
Tommy
Tommy
Dio.
Dio.
I was going to say Tommy B's a friend of mine. 'cause
Yeah,
we're
well,
good
Yeah.
I
dudes.
grew up with
Got a lot
Tommy.
of-
Grew up with him.
I grew up with him.
Sure, we know a lot of the same peeps.
Yeah.
This motherfucker.
Zong. So we're gonna have to get her back on the show. Zong Sher's on, beyond Zong Sher. Hope
you,
everything is
sir?
well. Christopher Monk
Sanchez.
Lagori. Chris Sanchez is watching. We got Monk Lagori, Marine Corps, Raw, Semper Fi. We got Juan Carlos, Snackatizer.
So,
There is no loyalty anymore.
From teachers, students, loyalty takes
Facts.
a two-way street.
That's right. That's right.
And the
Yeah.
boy!
Mr. Anthony
Anthony
Arango.
Arango.
Sensei Arango is
How are you,
on.
sir?
Doing the Arango facts. I don't see him on here writing anything. What's up?
Come on, man.
What's up?
What's
Are you
that?
like tongue-tied? He's usually right out there.
I know.
Spewing and preaching. Preach to us. Let's go here.
On the treadmill.
Trevor's watching. Hey,
Keeping
Trevor
moving, what's
from
up?
North
What
Carolina.
up?
Trevor Taylor. What's going on? We got Robert. Robert,
Robert.
how are you? Anthony, TJ
Jay
Smith. Heather
Damien, brother
Christie.
Damien, how are you, sir? Melissa.
Melissa. We got Sanchez again.
Sanchez.
Matt
Fuchs.
Fuchs.
Woo! Chris Cusmano.
Yep. I heard that he's teaching. He's teaching. Sorry, you're not teaching. I heard he's
Sorry,
training.
I'm not teaching.
He's training at another school.
Yes, I heard
Yeah,
that.
he didn't come to us.
Yeah.
That's okay. Shame on you.
He's got. He's hurt. He's hurt
We
by
know
that.
your name.
I hope the training goes well.
People are gonna be like, wait, is she
So-
the comedian?
Oh, the Rango fact.
Orango fact. Here we go.
Said,
Only those that never fought
Say it's
Say
not
it's
real.
not
say it's not realistic.
Facts.
That's a fact. That's an Orango fact. Right there. Orango fact.
So
Original.
competition is competition.
Yeah, man. You got to try your stuff. You got to get your stuff out there.
Facts.
You gotta
And
do
if you don't
something.
spar, I mean, that's the same thing. You got to be able to perfect your craft and see if you could even do it. I mean, if you don't ever get, like you said, if you can't get punched in the face,
Yeah, you
and
can't
the
get
only way,
grimy
the
with
best
it.
way to find out is one, do it in a sparring. Two, get one of your friends to do it for you that you train with and you love. It's better than Heather Hardy said it at one of our last shows. She was like, I'd rather punch my girl in the face so she could see what it's like from me.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you. You're right. Punch me in the face, Heather Hardy. Please. She's awesome. She's a really cool chick.
That's
She
awesome.
was gonna punch me in the face. I'll leave it at that. She was like, no.
That's awesome.
She's like, no,
That's
no,
awesome.
no. Yeah, she's a really cool chick. We're going to get her tattooed, finished. I think in like 2 weeks we're going up to Brooklyn to get her tattoo finished.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Shihan.
she got the woo symbol finished.
Oh, the Woo symbol?
Yeah.
Oh, Shihan's on there. Shihan Stigliano. How are you, sir?
How you doing?
How are you? Hope everything is well. Thanks for coming on and watching.
So another question.
This has been a fun show so far.
Another question.
I'm
So,
very, very excited.
I'm sure you run into fighters that do have a traditional background. So, what's your take on the community of martial arts in terms of schools, traditional, non-traditional? How do people promote each other? Is there a community? Do people just talk mad smack?
With MMA gyms, it's they do promote each other, especially in New York. I don't know too much about out in New York. I know California is like a hotbed for it too, and you have like a couple gyms that are cross promote. But seeing gyms, seeing people cross train between specific gyms, and they'll feed each other. People when you need to perfect this technique, go over to Law MMA. You need to go
that's
perfect
nice.
this, go over to Belmore Kickboxing and work with Keith Trimble. A lot of people will train over with Ryan LaFleur because you get so many different, people. But it's funny because I'll see the same faces that are in, Long Island MMA and Law MMA. And I think it's important to cross train, but to know where your loyalty is, and it's important to stay and to be comfortable with who you're with. Also, I kind of feel like learning real traditional martial arts and having a lineage that most people don't know where it comes from. I was really fortunate to get it from Alexius Phoenix. He's one of the he is the chief official for USMTA, and he's one of the better judges and officials out there for ABC course and for the ABC. And I know he's done judging for UFC. He's done so much, but he gave me a whole booklet on lineage, and he gave me a whole he gave me the unified rules and the kickboxing rules and K1, so many different things, which, when you walk into a fight, very rarely have I been given something like that. And he's the only person that's given us, and he says, I want you to walk out of here with like knowledge. And to know what you're, what you're seeing. And I've sat in fighters meetings and rules meetings, and so it's really, really cool, getting to do that and see it from a different angle. And learning from some of the best people that I have. I've been lucky to go to amateur fights that Dan Mergliotta has reffed, and he doesn't do many amateur fights. And I've sat and talked and actually stood right next to him, and we've been like, I remember I saw this takedown once, and it was so loud, and the guy got like right in front of us, dropped so hard, and I'm like, and he's like, I don't know if he's gonna get up. I'm like, what if he doesn't? He's like, he might. I'm like, I don't know. He hasn't moved. Like, we were really freaked out. And I don't get like that. It doesn't not often. But when I see someone's head bounce, and I'm like, dude. And Dan Mergliotta's like, yo. Like, that's when you see the big man, like, kind of, like, gonna take a step back. It's, yeah. And at an amateur show, nonetheless, like.
That's awesome.
But he's great. Like, and it's really cool because when you get to know people like that, and he's all about lineage, too. And he's so seasoned, and he's really great at what he does. And he comes up to you like he's known you his entire life. Every time he comes up, huge hug. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I know he probably doesn't know my first name, which is fine.
But
I'll take "Hey you" from Dan Mergliotta.
But he knows you from
and a big
sight.
bear hug. I will take that. Like, oh yeah, no, he makes it a point to come up to me. It's really what a nice guy. And I've interviewed with him, and he says the same thing. Like, there's a very big importance on taking the classes and knowing all all the stuff
The
that goes
basics,
into it and
basics and
getting
foundation.
recertified. And he
Yeah.
said he went to go they called him for the UFC and said, they're shorter ref or whatever. I think it might have been in Arizona or something. And the lady that he was talking to was like, "Oh, well, are you ABC certified?" He's like, "Ma'am, I teach the courses."
I am the
Am
ABC.
I?
I am the ABC.
John McCarthy, like, hello. But he's had to get certified himself. Like, you have to. It's not something that.
Yeah.
It's not something you shouldn't do. That would be like me not refreshing anything. It's just crazy not to. And the fact that people don't do it, it's so stupid. It's foolish.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it really,
Absolutely.
really is.
Well, you go back to your basics. You go back to understanding foundation of what the rules are and why they were created and what people should be looking for as well. So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, it's a big thing.
It's huge. And, if you do have a judge that doesn't have the right criteria, they're going to fuck that scoring up real bad. And it happens all the time. Can I bring up the fight over the weekend? Kenny Foster's fight against, I can't remember the guy's first name, but it was Bone or some shit was his
Something
last
like
name.
that, I think.
And that was just a travesty in my eyes, and I'll call it a travesty because it was a close fight. But if you know scoring criteria, if somebody goes, "Oh, it was because of the cut in the first round," I'm like, they shouldn't even have counted that in the second and third round because you're supposed to literally go on each round, not. Oh, let me look at the one before that and then score.
Not an accumulation.
No, it's not by any means necessary because it's each round is either a 10-9 or this or that. You know what I mean? So how could it be an cumulative if each round is scored? It can't be. So right? So you go through that, but the three criteria that you go through is effective striking, effective grappling, and effective octagon control. So you go through all three criterias. So if they don't meet the first, they don't meet the second, then you go to the third. And you see which ones they've met. That's how you score a fight. So Kenny's fight, I guess I would say his opponent probably had the octagon control, but I would have scored all three rounds in Kenny's favor. It was super razor close. I maybe would have given it a split decision to Kenny, but at the end of the day, he had his striking was super effective. He had the takedowns. He had submission attempts. They were effective, and his opponent couldn't take him down, couldn't keep him down. Was striking and not connecting, except for that one punch where he broke Kenny's nose. But that's not supposed to. If that's what counts in a fight, should go back to the drawing board. You don't know how to score a fight. And the announcers were even worse. It was like watching two 2-year-olds that had no fucking clue what they talked about. Fucking commentating at a fight, which is really like a pro promotion to actually do that is so bad. It's true, and they took commentators from an amateur promotion. So you got amateur commentators on a pro card. You took whatever sanctioning body they were using, which if they're not ABC certified, you might as well call them an amateur ref. In my eyes, because they don't know the criteria to meet, and you're gonna get shitty officials, and that's what happens.
Don't hold back.
No, I won't. at all.
Don't hold back at all.
Because I want that motherfucker from CES to call me and be like, "Okay, what can we do differently next time?" Well, you can contact me.
Contact this lady.
Contact her.
Please.
No, because like the press that I saw there was like, really? Like that's what you got as your press?
So I gotta say, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on here. We're already like 10-2.
Really?
No way, really?
Yeah.
It goes quick.
It goes really
Especially
quick.
when we're having a blast.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing, though, right? We really want to have a good time with what we're doing.
Oh, I'm having a great time. This is a lot of fun. You know
so-
what? It's funny because most people don't give me the time to like sit there and talk my shit, and most people, like you said, shy away from saying what they want to or what they're thinking.
Yeah, you know
and
what?
you can't.
No, this show is all about talk real, get real. Me and Sifu Llyod here, we sit here and we rant about stuff. We try to educate the public, and that's what this is about. Today, and every day that we do this, it's about educating the public. It's about teaching people to do their goddamn homework, find a school that's going to be good for you, because just because it's around the corner doesn't mean it's a good school. Just because the medical field, the medical place is around the corner, you don't go to it when you have your arm hanging off. You don't go to a doc in the box.
And just because you got a bunch of kids crying about fucking gun control does not mean you know about it. You tell me every 50 states' laws on gun control, and then we'll talk about it. Because do your homework. It's not federal. It's state to state.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's true. It's absolutely true. Most people crying about that shit. Tell me every 50 states' laws. Then we'll have an argument. Wouldn't call it a debate.
Do your homework.
Because there's no debate when I'm in the room. It's an argument.
Do your homework. So if you want to look for a martial arts school, definitely look for a martial arts school. Definitely look up Kerry here. She's got a great page going on. She's got a lot of hardcore fighting girls and we
They're
want to
the
get we
best.
want to give them support. We want to show them support, and just I'm really happy that we had you on.
I think
here.
I'm gonna come and have you guys teach me some shit. Because I see some cool style. Like I want to learn how to use weapons. Like,
come on down. We'd love
on
to
down.
have you.
Well,
although
to
it's
have you.
funny because I probably am the last person that you should teach how to use weapons. Like, I won't use it.
So Sifu, do your magic. So we
All
want
right,
to.
so we got the advertisements.
we need to do our 5 minutes of advertisements. Yeah. Cool.
All right, so
Little
again,
bubble,
we
little
got Miss Kerry Stellar's website. So
You guys should be checking that out. Do
definitely
your
check
homework.
out the website. Check out, because she puts stuff up all the time. Events, highlights. Check about the
Yeah,
college that
she
she
had this
works
really
with.
cool video, right? I saw that video you guys
You want us
put
to show
out.
that video?
was it the interview with
No, it's your promo
It's
video.
a promo video.
Oh, for episode 1, put it up. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
for the fights, for Triton fight, for aggressive combat championship. There's so many shit things I have up there. I do have some fights from them from back in the day, but I don't really like to mention them because they're kind of assholes. So I don't give people their platform if I don't like them. I can actually kickbox BTW. Jenny Liddell and Eric Carr. That's Mark Matthews and Jenny. I'm taking her back into Brooklyn.
I gotta
Obsessed
just.
with this
This
song.
is my style right here.
I'm obsessed with this song.
That's hot.
Loving it,
Thank
loving
you.
it. So guys,
Thank
definitely
you.
when you
We
get a
did
chance.
really good job on that one.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out. Check out the video, check out the website, and definitely show her some love and show her some support because we've really got to support all the people that are doing the real
What's
thing.
that
here.
saying you always say? The ocean does what?
Oh yeah. So the ocean the tide raises all the boats in the harbor. So
Yes.
when everybody helps everybody else out, it's all about that movement. It's all about that push, and the good push is pushing towards good martial artists and stuff that's happening. That's educating the public and really pushing real martial arts out there and trying to get a lot of these people just away from the nonsense, the BS schools out there that are teaching crap. Mm-hmm. And they're
Traditional as well as
Non-traditional,
non-traditional. So my criteria for traditional martial arts is if you can get grimy with it
get grimy and be loyal.
and be loyal.
Facts.
So
Which most people don't have. They don't know how to do. It's true. Most people don't know
Facts.
how. And loyalty is,
It's true.
taking, not giving.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just, there's
two-way
so many
street.
different
Zong sure
things.
said it,
it's
man.
gotta be a two-way
It's
street.
got to be a two-way street. Teachers and students have to work together.
And those principles have been around for centuries. So we got to keep it around. Things are happening. Everybody's got to come up with the times. It's the 21st century. So you gotta come up with the times. You gotta make sure that your stuff is viable. Your stuff works, just like back in the day. Just
Everything evolves. So
Everything
it's like
evolves,
if you're not
so-
going to evolve with it, you're going to be
gonna
5
get
steps behind and get knocked the fuck out.
left in the dust.
All right, so
Sounds
let's get the.
All right, so we gotta do a little advertisement.
We gotta
Here.
advertise.
All right, so
Boom!
go
Look at
to our
that.
little website here.
Authentic Shaolin Kung Fu. Come down. Come visit us.
Anything you want to know about our style?
I'm like, I will. I'll be back.
Yes, we would love to have you back, Kerry.
Yeah, Kerry, it was an absolute
Absolute
pleasure.
pleasure.
And like I said, this is completely unscripted.
Oh, yeah, I don't do scripts.
Had no idea
Off the cuff.
what was going to happen, but you know what? People get together with like-minded individuals, and it's just there's energy,
Great
there's
minds.
power, right? And it's just a movement that we really need to start doing.
Fucking
and this
facts.
is facts. So cool.
Oh, goodness. So, moving on to the Facebook page.
Yeah, we got to move quick.
All right. So, any school, traditional, non-traditional, you must have a Facebook page. You must be social media conscious.
Yeah, gotta push,
Because
gotta push.
if you're looking for new students, you got millennials to deal with. Millennials don't know nothing about the yellow book.
Dude, I gotta tell you, we got like four or five emails already.
Really?
Yeah, this month. So
Sweet.
yeah, man, I get more people from the emails than I do from phone calls.
Social media is huge.
Yeah, man, social media is awesome.
And we moving on to our YouTube channel.
And if you're not subscribed to it, shame on you
Shame
and
on
all
you.
my students, all my adult students, which are most of the students in our school. I gotta say that.
That button.
Because we have, yeah, man, subscribe, check it out. Authentic Shaolin, man, check it out.
So
Come look at us.
anything you want to know, any questions you want to know about Kung Fu and training and stuff like that, we got that lined up for you.
60 videos. 60 videos, check it out. It's a lot of talking.
We're still in our infancies, and we'll
Yeah.
be growing. All right, then we move on to the IG. You get your daily Shaolin on.
Ooh, Instagram.
All right, when we
See,
have-
this one was wonderful.
You like that
I
one?
like that one.
what's that?
Show everybody that one.
I like that.
Right? Train real, get real, and then go back to the other one that I was.
You like that
I
one?
love
right?
that. Was my favorite. I was in Myrtle Beach.
Fake news.
Yeah, just just sharing the love.
Yeah.
Just sharing the
Fake
love,
news.
everybody.
So that's it. So any real martial artists will not be afraid to put up their stuff. Videos of what they do. This is me. And basically that's it. That's how you're going to share. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you get that community, that coalition that we're talking about all the time.
Don't
Oh
hide.
yeah,
Don't
there's a couple really great MMA
Yeah,
schools that
yeah.
put out all the
Yeah.
videos.
Don't
Lord
hide.
MMA.
Don't hide behind
Maxim.
the bullshit. Don't hide behind that nonsense. Right? Don't hide behind the nonsense. Put your best foot forward. Put your videos, not students. I'm in the transition. I'm in the loop.
You're in the matrix. You are the matrix.
So if you're out there and you guys own schools, put your stuff up so people can see what you're doing.
Facts.
And if you're,
Truth.
and you know what? If your stuff sucks, people won't come to you. That's pretty
There's
much
nobody's
it.
problem but yours.
Yeah,
It's
that's
your
right.
own fault if
That's
that
right.
sucks.
So that's it. So remember, guys, talk real, get real.
Look
Every
out
Tuesday
here.
night, 8:00. Right? Train real, get real.
Say your thing here.
What are you gonna say?
Oh, in the girls' corner.
Facts.
Come and find
Ready?
me
1,
with
2, 3.
facts.
1, 2, 3. Facts. All right.
And we go shouting out.